the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester. First of all, Matthew, nice to see you back. Hopefully you had a nice week last week.
Oh, yeah, it was a lovely trip.
Yeah, we had opportunity to have some cooler weather, so we didn't have all the hot and humid type stuff. And you were in one of the more picturesque areas of the state, up in the Traverse City area.
Yep.
Yeah, so not all that bad. Now it's back to work, I guess, is the way it goes. And it looks right now as though the work day is going to be a pretty nice day. We might have a few clouds around as we get into the afternoon, but we'll talk about that in just a second. Currently, what do you have on the thermometer?
Currently, over at the airport, it's sunny at 69. Over in Midland, it's sunny at 72. Here at Radio Center, it's sunny at 68. We have southwest winds at 7 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.12, and it's rising.
Hot spots in the state, we got two of them, Benton Harbor and Kalamazoo, both of them coming in at 76. They will hit 80 degrees by the time we finish the day. We're looking for our high temperature to get right up there as well, 79, very possibly 80. As I said, though, there are going to be a few clouds move in as we get into the afternoon. That's because we do have an upper air disturbance that's generating all sorts of different wind directions. Here at Radio Center, we have a northwest wind, as Matthew said, southwest wind out at the airport, mostly west in southeast Michigan, northeast, looking at northern Michigan. So that kind of gives you an idea. And some areas, practically no wind at all. We are under 10 miles per hour, and it does look like we're going to stay pretty close to that as we finish the day. And light and variable, if anything, out of the west, about 5 miles per hour tonight. Now, we started off the morning a little bit on the chilly side, one of the cooler mornings that we have seen, but not totally uncharacteristic for the month of August here in Michigan, especially once you move into the middle part of August. I mean, we can have 90 degrees and we can have 68, 70 degrees without any problem. And we did have some cool weather as we went in through the weekend with a little bit of a gusty wind. Overnight, early this morning, Houghton Lake, Gladwin, West Branch, Vassar, and Ithaca, all starting off at 46. Sandusky had 47. Bad Axe looking at 48 for an overnight low. Bay City and Eau Gray at 49. It dropped down to 50 degrees in Midland, 51 in Tawas, Flint, Mount Pleasant, and Owasso. It was 52. Lapeer and Saginaw, 53. Harbor Beach, 54. Caseville, about as close to average as we could get. Again, right on the water, so it was 58 degrees there. We should be at 60 for a low at night, and our normal high should be at 81. We're going to come close to that average high as we get into the afternoon. And tonight, we're not going to really drop off all that much, 60 degrees. So I guess you could call today pretty close to what would be average for this time of the year, with plenty of sun, maybe a cloud or two later on this afternoon. There is an outside chance of a sprinkle or two, but that will be pretty well centered over Michigan's thumb and in northern Michigan. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Sun will set this evening at 8:43, rise tomorrow morning at 6:40. Then during the day tomorrow, a lot more in the way of sun. Warmer, about 82 for a high. Once again, in the afternoon, there will be a chance of a spotty sprinkle around the state. Won't be so much centered in northern Michigan as it could happen anywhere in the lower peninsula. 60 for a low tomorrow night. Then on Wednesday, 82 for a high, 61 for a low. Mostly sunny skies. So this week is shaping up to be pretty much what's average for this time of the year when it comes to sun, clouds, and temperatures. Now, once we move into the tail end of the work week, we are going to see a little bit more of a warm up on Thursday. Chance of shower activity will be around late Thursday night and early Friday morning. The best chance of seeing measurable amount of precipitation will be on Friday, and Friday's high 77 degrees for a high. Low temperature about 62 on Friday night. Then on Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy skies both days. More in the way of clouds right now on Sunday. Looks as though Saturday's high should be at 80. Sunday should be about 78. And again, as I said, we're going to have a chance of some showers over the weekend, both on Saturday and Sunday. Long range, take us all the way through the 25th of the month. Above average on the moisture, at or slightly below normal for this time of the year. Warmest ever, 12th of August, 1947. 94 was our high, 70 was our low. The coolest ever was 1964 on this date. It was 64 for a high and 50 for a low. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the Rummel Insurance Agency. You know, they do understand the risks that you face as a Michigan farm and agribusiness owner. They also know that your needs vary just like the crops in the fields that you sow. So they want you to know that they do understand that you have a family, goals, and dreams for the future, and that they are really important to know for you to know. Also, you're more than just a number. That's why they do want to get to know you one-on-one so they can help get the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. The Rummel Agency, encouraging you to support the young people of Midland County. Coming up on Wednesday and Thursday, the livestock auctions will be taking place. Small animal on Wednesday, the large animals on Thursday at the Midland County Fairgrounds. And we will be broadcasting from the Midland County Fair on Wednesday, and our broadcast will be brought to you by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. We say good morning to Cody Harris over at Star of the West. And Cody, how did you draw the short straw here?
It seems like that's been a common occurrence for me the last few times here, Terry. But on the plus side, we do have a USDA report coming out here, the August WASDE report coming out at noon our time. So hopefully that'll add a little electricity to this market and this afternoon turn things around. But yeah, you're right. We're kind of down across the board here again to start the week.
Yeah, I was looking at a whole lot of red, and I think there was it the soybeans that were actually green, the nearby beans?
Yeah, the August futures are technically green, but we're out of the August futures and into the set futures and November futures for August. So, or for soybeans. So those August futures that are technically in the green aren't really being traded right now, but they're the ones that kind of are what we're watching here today because they may see the most fireworks here today. So hopefully we can get everything turning around.
So at this stage of the game, the report, do you think a lot of the stuff in this report has already been factored into the market?
Just kind of even looking at it here today, Terry, I think there's at least a little bit factored in. I mean, I know all the traders I've kind of talked to, they're expecting a record large yield for both corn and beans in this report. So I'm saying that's been talked about for the last 3 or 4 weeks here. So that may be factored in. Maybe the unknowns are going to be the expected changes to planted and harvested acres. I think there's going to be some FSA data which will be included in this report. I know I heard some guys think for corn acres may fall by 500,000 acres, and I actually heard some that may even be more than that. Kind of the same thing for beans. I think beans maybe 200,000 acres. I think I heard somewhere maybe the highest range from one of the guys I talked to, maybe 500,000 acres lost in soybeans. So that's kind of the unknown where traders are going to be watching for. And in addition to that, world stocks across the board, especially in wheat. We kind of look over to the European Union, Russia, Ukraine. They've got affected with some bad weather lately. And I think I was looking here. Some guys are thinking maybe 25% crop loss over in the French wheat crop over there. And that could be a conservative estimate from what I'm hearing. But other than that, that's kind of a lot of these factors as far as yield and conditions. As far as U.S. crops concerned, yeah, I could see those factored in. But a lot of world news that could be driving this report.
So right now on the board, what do you have, Cody?
Right now, we got cash wheat that's down 8 cents here this morning, 5.20 on the white, 4.45 on the red. Looking over at new crop 2025 wheat, that's down 10, 5.92 on the white, 5.07 on the red. We look over at corn. Cash corn is down 2 at the moment at 2.95. New crop corn also down 2 at 3.28. And looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are down 8 at 9.75. And new crop soybeans are also down 8 at 9.15.
You have a great day, Cody. We'll talk to you again.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
You bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Over to Oppenheimer we go with Doug Klein. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, making agricultural loans since 1895. You know, they help you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation, because they do have locations all around the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. They are easy to get in contact with. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust, and equal opportunity lender, and member FDIC. Market report also brought to you by Legendary Tree Care. You know, if you need tree trimming or tree removal, Legendary Tree Care can help. No job is too big and no job is too small. They are fully licensed and insured, and they do specialize in those big projects. LegendaryTreeCare.com, or like them on Facebook. They're there when you need them. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Now, is Caro gasoline down a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's coming down a bit.
Because I know there was some pretty wild price this morning.
Oh, really? Oh, I haven't seen it this morning.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Yeah, crude's up about $1.50 today, but I don't know. These grains are ugly. Down, new lows on corn and soybeans. I read a report just now about wheat in Egypt, and they're looking to import, and they're throwing out some numbers and looking for some offers. And well, I don't know. They got such extreme inflation in Egypt, because they just print money when they need it, kind of like who.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. It's just getting super, super dicey on that. I don't know. Albemarle hit a new low today. That's lithium. So that whole fiasco in electric cars apparently is, again, whatever, fiasco. Wayfair hit a new low today. Of course, that's retail. So a lot going on there. Macy's said they're going to close 25% of their stores in the next 3 years. So they are really expecting some of the malls to take a major hit there. And, some of the stores that are producing less than adequate sales are going to be the ones on the chopping block. So who knows about Saginaw, but, who knows?
And for that matter, Flint.
Yeah.
I mean, you hate to see it, but maybe Detroit's going to be the only spot that's got one on this side of the state.
Yeah, and they're looking for stores that sell higher end items and more of them. So I don't know. They are pricing in 100% chance of a rate cut in September, as far as that goes, and a high likelihood. And I don't know if this is real or not, but a high likelihood of a full 1% rate cut by the end of the year. That seems to be a stretch, but we'll see. The average, what did they say? The inflation expectation for the next year is 2.3%. That is the lowest it's been since they've been gauging it. So, and this only goes back 11 years to 2013. So the consumer is expecting a very, very low inflation rate. Well, with the price of grains going down, I suppose they expect their Cheerios to be cheaper next year than they were this year. So
that won't happen.
We'll see about that.
Yeah.
But, so grains are red. Everything else is fairly green. The stock market, just kind of teetering. It runs and it fades. So kind of sort of teetering close to even on the day right now. So here it is. Let's see. This is September corn is 374.5, down 2 1/4. December corn 392 3/4, also down 2 1/4. November soybeans 994 3/4, down 7 3/4. January soybeans 1011 3/4, down 7 1/2. September wheat 534 1/4, down 8 1/4, and December wheat 556 3/4, down 9. The crude oil is 77.16, up $1.55. Heating oil is 237.92, up 4 cents. Gasoline 223.12, up 2.9 cents. Natural gas hit a 4-week high, 216.10. That's up 1.5 cents. Over to currencies: Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.3746 Canadian. That's up 17 ticks. The dollar buys 147.36 yen. That's up 75 ticks. The euro's at 109.28, up 12 ticks. The dollar's at 103.17, up 4 ticks. All the metals are up today. Gold's at 24.6150, up 21.70. Silver's at 27.87, up 28 cents. Platinum's at 9.46, up 16.10. And copper's at 406.90, up 7.6 cents.
You have a good one. We'll talk to you later.
Too. Okay.
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. You know, they've got just about anything and everything you need to make sure that you help increase your yields and keep those yields from deteriorating. Plus, they've got certified crop advisor Vic Huffer to answer any questions that you might have. They're also your Dairyland Seed headquarters. So check them out today, because serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Along with me right now, Robert Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. His report brought to you by the folks at Foster Blue Water Oil. Rob, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, Terry. Thanks for having me on today.
Hey, as far as the harvest goes, I understand we've got a date pretty well decided on as far as early harvest goes.
Yes, sir. It looks like the factory is going to start up on the 21st, so that would be next Wednesday. And then early dig will probably start a couple days before that. So tentatively looking at the 19th for some beets to start coming out of the ground.
So at this stage of the game, what is the status of the beets out there?
Well, last week we pulled our second sample and took it up to the tier room to get an idea as to where the sugars are right now. After processing all the samples, tonnage-wise, we were at 24.88. Wasn't the highest we had, but it was up there. And the sugar content was 13.07, and I believe that was our third highest for the past 10 or 12 years. So definitely a big crop.
So the dry weather isn't hurting us right now.
Nope. The one thing I will say is I will take a little bit of rain when we're digging samples, because some of that ground turned into concrete. It was kind of hard to get some of those beets out.
Yeah. And again, what we're looking at is maybe the weekend. It's going to be the best chance of seeing any moisture here. So, yeah, we could be looking at some firm conditions for soil.
Oh, yes, sir.
Anything that we should be aware of disease-wise right now, Rob?
I will say there are diseases out there, Cercospora, Alternaria, a little bit of everything, but the spray rigs have been staying on schedule and keeping things at bay. I really haven't seen any field that jump out at me that scream, oh my gosh, we need to do something. The fungicides are working. The disease is there, but it's being held at bay from what I'm seeing.
Okay, that sounds good. You take care. Have a great day. Enjoy the weather out there, okay?
All right. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Robert Stoutenberg with Michigan Sugar Company. Folks at Foster Blue Water Oil want to make sure that you do have more power, faster cold starts, maximum lubricity, and up to 8% improved fuel economy with extreme diesel from Power Service. Available today at Foster Blue Water Oil. Just go online at fosteroil.com or Blue Flame Propane Incorporated. Com. Contact your sales representative or call today and learn more about the quality products and services to keep you moving forward. Energy Services, Foster Blue Water Oil for over 80 years. Matthew, who do we have now?
Up next, we have Jerry Reif, and he's an ag-based attorney here in Saginaw.
Jerry, good morning. How are you this morning?
How you doing?
Hey, we're doing great. Understand that we got a pretty important workshop coming up because a lot of folks are concerned about these estates and what's going on with some of these rule changes from the state of Michigan.
Well, you nailed it. The only thing that's constant anymore is change, and I guess it's always been that way. But the IRAs, of course, had a change. The corporations have a change now. The family ones, family-held ones. Of course, the estate tax is bound to change in January because it expires. There's a 10-year law we're living under. So, I mean, and powers of attorney changed July 1st this year. So if you have documents and everything, you might want to review them. In fact, I recommend that you do. And if you don't have documents, a lot of these you should do. And, you can take, it's an opportunity, really, when they make rule changes. If you keep on your toes, you can get an opportunity out of it. But we have a workshop coming up, another free one, how to protect your stuff. And are you prepared is the real question. The time to prepare is when you aren't under pressure, aren't under stress. There's no urgency. You can plan and think about it and take your time. It's a process. You didn't accumulate everything, all at once, and you're probably not going to plan it all at once either. It's a process. But
so the date on that workshop, Jerry?
It's on Tuesday, August 20th. That's next week. Coming up close, 2:00. It's at the Local Credit Union on Cavalry Trail, which is just south of McCarty and just west of Bay Road here in Saginaw. We're going to talk about a lot of things, nursing home bills and all that, and how to take care of that. The stuff to consider in your estate planning. You got wills, you got revocable trusts, irrevocable trusts, IRA trusts, and all these concepts are to your advantage. But you need to get it done during lifetime.
So we can we can call the office or can go online.
Yep. And online, of course, is the office, 989-790-1461, or jerryrifelawyer.com is where my website is. But 989-790-1461. Any time of day, we'll answer it, or the answering machine will take care of it.
Very good. Jerry, thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
And you too.
Will do. Jerry Reif talking about a workshop coming up real quick. Speaking of real quick, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Anything that really jumps out at you right now?
Well, Terry, it's lawn season, of course, but today we've got a bunch of colleagues from around the country coming in, and we're on our way. We're touring some jobs. We talked about, we had an ag economist from Texas A&M talking to us about the economy, what to expect, and how maybe we should be for the future. And it's going to be a great 2.5 days for us.
All right. Jerry, thanks a lot. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, okay?
All right, Terry.
All righty. Eric Sawatsky with Yo and Yo Accounting joining me right now. Let's talk real quickly about beneficial ownership information. That's required, isn't it?
It is, Terry. It's a new reporting requirement this year, and it pretty much affects most LLCs and corporations. So if your LLC or corporation was in existence before January of 2024, you have to the end of this year to fill out this information, and it's really kind of sharing with the government some of the ownership information for the business. They're trying to crack down on shell companies and overseas companies that are hiding things. So it's more of an enforcement database that they're trying to pull together, but it is a law that passed. So for those existing companies, you have to the end of the year. If you formed a new company this year, you only have 90 days to file it. So it's important to take a look at that. If you have a new entity this year, there's a lot less time to get that done. But the best place to go for information on it, honestly, is the fincen.gov website. They have all kinds of information about it, plus the link of how to submit the form. Obviously, we can assist with some questions and things like that if needed, but something to take a look at if you have an entity or are forming an entity this year. That reporting is really important because the penalties are going to be pretty steep on it.
Good information. Eric, thank you so much. You have a great day, okay?
You too.
Will do. We'll be right back.
Ready to save big at the pump? Look no further than Fuel Rewards at one of our Forward Shell convenience stores. Save 25 cents per gallon when you buy 2 18-ounce Karma Energy or probiotic water for $5. Get 10 cents per gallon off when you buy any 2 12-ounce bubbly or Celsius sparkling waters to keep you refreshed while traveling. Ask us about Stack and Save with Fuel Rewards. Fuel Rewards at your local Forward Shell convenience stores. Your family-owned Michigan tradition since 1925.
We'll be back at 12:30 with an update, so you stick around. Now we conclude our program with a playing of our national anthem brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.